Didn't ask me that.
So why did we fall?
Yeah, that's it. How something went amok and went wrong, perhaps starting around 6,000 years before the present time. And it was being manifested and cultivated. And you know, we always, in every society, you have righteous people, you have God-fearing people, and we have messengers of God, and if you will, prophets. And they, in the day of old, when you go into the archives and read the records, they were telling us, you must check your behavior. Societal mores, we are losing them. We are going amok. And as I said last week on the program, just to make it vivid, if you look at a scale, Howard, let's look at a divine scale, 0 to 100. And let's say there's a threshold within that scale at 50%. And it's the scale of righteous living, and it also can be the scale of deviant behavior. But the threshold is 50%, in this case here. And so if we begin to do bad, and do wrong things, and it's quite obvious that we had fallen from perfection. And what I like to call that is the covenant with God. And I don't want to sound too mystifying. I mean, let's deal with science. The science of the fact is that the first begotten sons and daughters of the Creator, God, whether you call God Allah, whether you call him Jehovah, whether you call him whatever, we know that creative force put the black woman and the black man on earth as the first begotten. And science does not argue with that. There is no argument with that. And it was located around the equator, and that is in East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, and if you will, Ethiopia. So I'm saying there was a covenant. God just does not create life and put us on earth and say, go for yourself. There were laws, divine laws of the universe, telling us how to live, telling us how to give reverence to this great God that created us, and telling us how to stay on the right path. And we were told, if you follow those laws, you will get the bliss and the benefits of heaven. You will have heaven on earth. And of course, this is where this passage in the Bible comes from. Matthew 6, Deuteronomy 28, Genesis 48, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, as it is in heaven, so shall we build your kingdom on earth. You've heard me speak about that before, meaning that our mission was to build heaven on earth. And it is still the mission of the black race or the African race is to build heaven on earth. But something went wrong.
So Dr. Molana, you see and feel that we have lost our spiritual touch as a nation.
We broke the covenant.
Right. So what difference can you see that has landed you to make this analysis? What has changed? What is the touch we have lost spiritually?
No.
Then and now.
Well, what I'm saying is when you wind the clock back thousands of years, you will find that the planet Earth was predominantly occupied by black African people. You will see that the wherewithal, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, architectural engineering, religion, all of the necessities to fulfill the mission of a society, we had accomplished that. You understand? But as always, being man and woman, we have to endeavor for perfection. But along the way, something happened. We began to deviate off the path. And I've said to you before, I'm going to answer your question, but I have to give you dimensions of it. I've said to you before, man and woman, we have two natures. We have the upper nature, which is called in Greco-Latin, sonum bonum, the highest good, meaning that we think 24/7 about God. But we also have a lower nature. And that lower nature is mischievous and beastly. You know what I'm talking about. Every listener out there know what I'm talking about. We have a lower nature. But the Creator, God Almighty, had given us divine laws and showed us as long as you stay on the right path and adhere into the practicality of these laws, you will neutralize your lower nature. But immediately that you deviate off the right path and start doing mischievous things that are, let's say, breaking the covenant of divinity of the divine laws, that lower nature will begin to augment. And that lower nature is what I'm saying, Howard. It has finally manifested itself full blown into a physicalization. It has come out of us. It has come out of us. And biological science will bear me the witness of what I'm telling you is the truth. Saying that it's clear that if you do not follow the laws of God and you break the divine covenant with God, your lower nature will begin to augment. It will augment until it reaches a point, like I said, a threshold, and it will come out in the physical. Because we by our misbehaving, are directly responsible for the recessive gene to come out in a physicalization form. So how do we deal in bringing it like the genie? The genie has gotten out of the bag. And who is in control of it?
So what is the concomitant effect of breaking the laws of nature? Africans, we are told by
breaking the laws of God.
Africa's problem, whether it's actually spiritual or it is physical. So let's get back to what we're talking about. Yeah. I mean, the lower nature
and so what I'm saying is, because of the going astray at a certain point in time of our people, and believe me, history attests to that. The evidence is there. First, we know we're talking about the land of Canaan, you know what I mean, which is ancient Israel. That's where I rest my thesis, and that is the genesis of my whole delivery. The land of Canaan. We know that Canaan was a daughter of, if you will, Kemet and Cush. But I'm talking about Canaan because Canaan was the center, the Mecca of religion, the Mecca of learning. It was a place where everyone came to the center for spiritual. And then when the people in the land of Canaan began to get off the right path, the lower nature began to augment.
Dominate.
Yeah, it was a gradual. It didn't happen overnight. These things took hundreds, if not thousands of years. And then the lower nature at a given point in time manifested itself through the genome of the black woman and the black man. And what I am saying today, this is where we pick up in history for the first time of the Indo-Aryan white race coming on the planet. They come out of us, and biological science will bear me witness that I am telling you the facts in truth. Exactly. They come out of the gene of the black man and the black woman.
So can this be reversed, Dr. Molana?
It can be reversed.
Let's discuss that next week, Dr. Molana.
Yeah, it can be reversed by us, and that's what we're talking about right now. We must get back on the right path. And how do you get back on the right path? Last week with Ajwa, we were discussing this and said, what is the means? All I wanted to say was it only can be done through a theocracy, a theocratic means of governance. Right. And I'm telling you, if Bible scholars should know this. What is in the spirit, it can be manifested into the physical. What is in the spirit can be manifested out into the physical. Kul faya kum. It can